We're talking about the murals. I know there's one big one just next to the Mandela Bridge. Thank you so much for joining us on First Class Africa.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. How's your Sunday so far?
This is the first, this is the start of the day for me.
Yes.
But it's been very chilled, since morning.
Do you have walks today?
Not walks, but I'm commissioned to do a piece from tomorrow, probably up until next Monday.
Where?
At Bannister Hotel.
Oh, yeah. Yes, we were there just a few days ago.
Yeah, so
nice.
I'm designing the rooftop. So they got a new rooftop opening. And they are going to be the main space for street artists to belong, because remember, street artists still don't have like a permanent area where you can find them. You find them everywhere in the city, but it's like, where is the main capital for street art? So
should there even be a capital though?
That's a good point, or good question. You need base, then you can offshoot, and then you can spread out.
Okay.
Yeah, because the culture of street art, people don't realize that graffiti or street art is only happening from a phase of late 60s up until now. So it hasn't existed in any timeline in history whatsoever.
So let's get into the street art that we've seen in the inner city of Johannesburg. And we have to pick some of the pieces. I spoke about the portrait of Nelson Mandela, the mural just next to the Mandela Bridge. Finding out the story behind the art itself. We know that it's a portrait of Madiba, but the artist himself who came and painted it. It was quite interesting to also discover that, you get people who actually come from other countries outside of the continent, also other continents, to come to Africa, to come to Johannesburg to paint a mural, So that's an interesting approach to tourism.
Yes.
What role does street art play in terms of tourism? From your experience as a tour guide of these inner city walks.
Inner city walks. The weirdest thing is that first time I noticed that there was actually a group of international tourists that constantly came to Joburg under the Newtown Bridge, like early 2003 or so, to just look at art pieces. I didn't even know there was a movement, a dedicated movement of travelers from different parts of the world that came. I think that's what sparked the idea and interest to start graffiti or street art tours, like beginning of 2010. So it's been a very interesting journey, because the minute I started, I remember when Instagram was still a new thing, and we're doing the Insta street art walks. So Instagram would come to me to do these new Insta graffiti walks. Everyone was curious, like, okay, what's graffiti or street art got to offer, and then from there, that was the beginning of street art in tourism, in a way, because now you have travelers. All you have to do is just spot them out and approach those you feel have interest for the graffiti walks. But I think Instagram helped, because it was still new.
Oh, okay, cool. You are an artist as well as a tour guide. So where does most of the work come from? From the walks or the commissioning of the pieces?
I'll be very, very, very honest. That's a good question. To balance my entire life, or what puts bread on the table, I won't lie, the tourism brings in a lot of cash, brings in a lot of money. It has sustained me for over 18 years now, from the street art tours, so the tourism brings in a lot. And with the art, you get commission there and there. And I think it was a decision that I had to sit down and think about, that, sometimes you won't find people wanting art every day, or you won't just randomly be getting gigs almost every day. So I had to be realistic with that. Like, balance the art and balance, because I'm also a historian, you know, I've got over 25 accreditations for history, so I specialize in history, so I'm not just a guide.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's a specialty. Specialize in history, specialize in the, what you call, the art walks or street art.
Oh, so
And
they're
the
artworks.
yeah,
They're not just
they're not just street art, it's art walks, yeah, because
Okay.
then you spread into, I've got the gallery art walks, I've got the fashion walks, you know, and then street art in there, and then the musical tours as well. So it's all just within the art field. And then a tour operator. Yeah, I'm a qualified, certified tour operator as well. But I enjoy being on the streets. I enjoy the arts, you know. So that's why I've got a team that I work with that take care of all the admin. You know, I don't like admin or being in the office, you know.
Yeah, I've never met an artist or a creative that loves admin.
Yeah.
Admin is our biggest nightmare.
Yeah, no 9 to 5.
And
Never
it's
worked
very
9 to 5.
important, admin.
Yeah. Your admin is super
especially when you're in
important.
business.
Yeah, definitely.
So,
Definitely.
is there like an all-encompassing title then? You are a historian, tour operator, artist. Da, 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 da. What does one call you? that
In Joburg,
that you
you
feel
need
like,
to-
yeah, that one, yes, suits what I do.
I think art. I'm an artist. I'm an all-round artist. And people don't know, like, when you, like, yo, I've never worked 9 to 5. I've dedicated my whole life. Every day I practice. I draw with both hands. Drawing, I practice. Singing, I practice every day. I'm from the school of freestyling, so I still freestyle over 2 hours, so I practice every day. And then obviously there's the, like I told you, I do Tai Chi, so dancing is also part of that. So it's a, you know, so I'm an artist, full on, full
No, I
blown.
mean, I can see. Look at your hair. Let's get back to Johannesburg, okay? We're going to make a detour in the inner city of Joburg and look at the artwork that's there. Which ones... oh, actually, you didn't really say much earlier on when we spoke about the mural of Nelson Mandela by Mandela
Yeah.
Bridge. Tell me about the artist that created it. And,
So
yeah.
that is Shepard Fairey. He's from the USA. He also has a clothing label called Obey, where he has the face of the famous wrestler called Andre the Giant. You see him in the movie James Bond, tall guy, gold teeth. You know, you can compare him to the modern day, what's that, Great Khali guy, you know. So yeah, he's a very symbolic character within the street arts space. That piece, Nelson Mandela, you know, it started off with the Barack Obama presidential campaign before Barack Obama became president. And, you know, he was known for the hope word, or followed by his speech for hope. Yes, I can, you know. And so he's a double-sided artist. When he's on the streets or when he's under subway stations or under bridges, he does the face of Andre the Giant, which is symbolical to say, you know, to survive the streets, you have to be tough. You have to be a tough character, especially when you're in a cosmopolitan city, any city, you need to be tough. And then politically, then he will educate you about, you know, very, what you say, political figures that are worth studying, that are iconic, like Barack Obama, Nelson Mandela. Then that one was done, I think, yeah, over 11 years ago now. And I think the most beautiful thing about that piece is also that it was sponsored by Hennessy, but Hennessy for that piece didn't brand it, you know. Yeah, he just went for it. It became a huge festival on that day. And Shepard Fairey came and he did a couple of pieces under the bridge in Newtown, one piece, and then he came and did that one. It's a huge piece, symbolical of Nelson Mandela. It's called The Purple Shall Govern.
I didn't ask you during the week, what is the
Yes.
purple? Like, what's the purple?
Right.
What purple? Why
So-
why purple? I mean,
So there was a big peaceful protest in 1989 in Cape Town, I think Market Street. People were protesting peacefully, but obviously policemen felt that the protest wasn't peaceful. So they brought fire trucks with purple paint on the inside. So if you were spray painted purple, you were easily identified as a culprit who was protesting, so you must get arrested. So that's where the purple came from. Then the people stole the fire trucks and they started spray painting the policemen. And that's why the purple shall govern, for the people shall govern, taken under the Freedom Charter, which is part of our constitution. And
we learn something new every day.
Yeah.
So I just want to find out though, from which countries or continents do you find that a lot of these tourists are coming from? The ones that are keen on walking.
Here, I've hosted, if not the whole world now, which is crazy. Like sometimes I sit down, and I do get a teary moment, and I'm like, yo, when I started the street art tours in Joburg, there was nothing, there was no hope whatsoever. Now I've got people who get up from England, Switzerland, Sweden, Germany, Belgium, Denmark, Toronto, Canada, Singapore, China, South Korea, Japan, coming to do the street art tours. Brazil, Ecuador, Russia, to come and do the street art tours for me is something, that's very overwhelming at some point,
And so what happens? You do big groups, so I can come Giliwani.
You can
and say,
come.
I want to walk.
Let me tell you the honest truth. Like, you can come alone. That's how I built my tours. I used to have just one person, and I made sure I gave 200% of my performance. Still today, I give 200% performance. And guess what that did? It created word of mouth till this day. It was from one person. So I enjoy tours with like just 1, 2. Yeah, I can do groups, but the intimate ones, I love them as well. 1, 2, 3, because one person is 5,000 people.
You were the one who's advocating for it's okay to walk. I mean, take out your phone and take a picture. But some of us who have experienced what it's like to just press your phone in the inner city of Johannesburg.
I know.
I'm like, no, I'll pass.
I'm scared.
Within your walks, though, have you had like weird incidences of
Never. And maybe it's because I've never had no incident. I've never had no gunpoint, no one's items missing. And maybe it's because I grew up in the inner city, and I think, Joburg teaches you to have like tough skin, face your fears directly. So even when I started the walking tours, I remember like there was no one doing walking tours in Joburg. You wouldn't dare start a tour at Jeppes Town and walk all the way to Carlton Center. It's like, are you crazy? But, took that courage, and I was there. I grew up around the area, and I used to walk in like, there was still Nyaupe boys everywhere. Commissioner Street was like scary. Do you know End Street? Yes, sis. So
I don't even go to Bree anymore.
No. End Street is like last number.
You
Calculate your steps walking from the east side. You rather avoid the entire bridge you end and go via Ellis Park. Don't even try go downtown. It was still at that level, but now it's changed drastically. I think also the changes of Johannesburg was a bit of culture shock for me. As someone who grew up, seeing dirt, seeing crime, seeing everything that is unsafe, and to see that we've gone from over 25 no-go zone areas, and now we're down to like 4, 3, and seeing private security almost everywhere, foot patrollers, that's different. So it makes the space much safer. You can walk from Bram till Maboneng now,
Okay.
Yeah.
You and I can have this conversation the whole day. I like just how you are also just chilling. Like, you have no care in the world, just chilling. Thank you so much for taking a trip to visit us in studio. And all the best with your business, with your commissioned artwork. Look, hopefully when Bannister Hotel is ready to showcase the rooftop, we'll definitely pop in.
No, definitely. Feel free. Anytime you are home at Bannister.
Halala. That's King Mamba, ladies and gentlemen. What are your social media handles?
Instagram, it's King Mamba underscore. It's King and yeah, it's King underscore Mamba underscore 777. Same for TikTok. And then Facebook is just Bongani Mamba.